As you know, the macroeconomic and financial statistics, which are the traditional focus of IMF surveillance, continue to be collected and also published in statistics department's publications. And our traditional products are made available in print, online, and also in CD-ROM format. And our core data products include balance of payments statistics, direction of trade statistics. Somebody was just asking me where to get bilateral trade data, and this is where you can get the information. Government finance statistics. Somebody asked me a question about fiscal data, and this is a very interesting area you can find on different kind of sectors within the government. And also international financial statistics, and this is one of our major product, the IFS. And I believe all these four data sets are available through MIMUS. And in addition, we also provide supporting statistical materials in print and also on the website about teaching and learning. Somebody had a question on that. At the statistics department, we produce a lot of manuals and also compilation guides. So these can be very interesting and useful to your research work. We also have different pamphlets about our data sets and also official reports. And all of these are available if you are interested, and you can request them through the IMF External Relations Department. So for our major data products, again, we make them available online, but they are in somewhat a different format from the print format. But if you go online, and you can retrieve this data. I mean, you can get the data through MIMUS, but if you would like to get them online, they are also available. And besides our flagship core data products, the statistics department also produces a handful of specialized databases, and some of them are also available online in table format. And these include the international reserves templates, the coordinated portfolio investment survey, the CPIS, currency composition of foreign exchange reserves. It's called COFR. Now, COFR is a confidential database, so we do not release data at the country level. However, you can get the information at the aggregate level. And for IMF's commercial data providers, we also have this FTP site for large data downloads. And in 2007, IMF also developed this very neat system called Data Mapper. And I also put the URL there. You can retrieve data from imf.org, the main web page, and it releases core data in a geographical map. This slide, I would like to touch on how to use macroeconomic and financial data to analyze the recent financial crisis, because our data are very rich, and you can find a lot of important and relevant information from IMF's statistics. And here are some highlights captured by our data. Within domestic economies, monetary and financial data have highlighted the growth of monetary aggregates and particularly lending, along with high levels of leverage among banking institutions. And the balance of payments and government data have demonstrated the growing current account and fiscal deficits, not least in some major industrial countries. Also, the IIP data, the International Investment Position data, has shown the increasing net negative asset position of the US, and also the growing net positive asset position of China and some other major economies. Further, the composition of the IIP reveals differing shifts in vulnerabilities. For the US, equity, both in terms of direct and portfolio investment, constitutes an important portion of the international assets, while there have been a growing dependence on debt, whereas emerging and developing countries have been witnessing a sharp reduction in debt and also an increase in reserves relative to exports. So those are all very interesting findings. Another point is that the IIP and CPIS data also shed important light on the contrasting pattern between current account developments and exposures to US financial assets. And that is the US current account deficit being largely financed by the issuance of debt securities after 2001, and that's both by the US government and by private entities. And European countries acquiring large amount of these securities, much larger than, for example, Japan, even though the latter had a bigger current account surplus. So all of these, you can find the information from our data sets. Next, I would like to focus on the developments we have made in 2008. And indeed, 2008 is a very productive year for the statistics department. And I will talk about these at the sectoral level. For the government finance statistics, we launched GFS Online in October 2008 and started in the IFS August 2007 issue. We started publishing the high-frequency government finance statistics, and that is based on the 2001 GFS manual. And since then, we tried rigorously to expand the country coverage and also try to improve on the data timeliness. So currently, about 120 countries report GFS data in IFS. 40 of them report annual data, and the other 80 countries report monthly or quarterly data to us. The currentness of data has also improved over the past year. Now more than 80 countries report us data with timeliness of 10 quarters or less. So that means less than 2-year lag. For the monetary and financial statistics, we developed a coherent and standard framework for reporting monetary data across countries. And that is through the standardized report forms. And these present monthly data with a high level of details. We break down the data by sectoral balance sheet, then further break down by financial instrument, then by currency, and then by institutional sectors. And based on the SRFs, we developed a called Integrated Monetary Database, IMD. It provides common data sources to compile monetary statistics that can satisfy both the operational and publication need of the country as well as the IMF. So this has significantly reduced the reporting burden for countries. And because there's a very detailed breakdown on currency and instrument in SRFs, it helps to identify currency and capital structure mismatches and also can help generate this so-called balance sheet approach matrix, which I will show on my next slide. Another development in 2008 is the financial soundness indicators. At the beginning, it was just developed as a survey, and currently we only had one data point. But the statistics department presented this data set to the board at the IMF, and the board approved that we will make the work to initiate regular data collection and dissemination. So we will start collecting this data and then put the data into a centralized database and then make them available to our users. and other international organizations.